to Crown Confidential, y'all. Can I get some love in the building? Yeah. Can I get some love in the building?
Oh, yeah.
Super excited to be here with you all tonight. Thank you. There we go. Oh, there's a little bit of delay on the horns, folks. That's what she said. Yes. So we are live. I'm super excited to be here with you this evening, guys. Angie's going to be calling in shortly. And I hope everyone had a really awesome and safe Thanksgiving. I think that everyone today is kind of still full from sleeping or not sleeping, one of the two. Like either you got too much sleep and didn't know how to act, or you didn't get enough sleep because you were acting up and you still don't know how to act. But it was like one of those trying days. I think everybody was at work. It's just a matter of how they handled this. So we want to introduce our guest today. We have Lex Rush in the building.
Hey, what's up? Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. We're super excited to have you. And we have Angie calling in now, which is super exciting. I'm happy to have her on. Angie!
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on, sis? I'm excited. We're talking about Thanksgiving.
I know, me too. Another day, another show.
I know, right? That's so fun. All right, Ange, so let's get into story time.
Story time. All
right, Ange, so talk to us. I know you got you had a Friendsgiving, so talk to us about your week.
Yeah, because I'm not in town in New York, unfortunately, for Thanksgiving. So my coworker had a Friendsgiving because he wasn't out of town either. He's from New York as well. So, we all gathered, everyone that we work with and some friends outside of that. We all kind of brought a dish and had it at his house. So, funny story, he's now a foster parent. So that night they were dropping off a child for him to kind of foster at 10 o'clock. So we were like, oh, we all got to go at 10? He's like, nah, y'all don't got to go, but at 10 o'clock,
They have signs now, like when you go to parties, please leave by 9 p.m. You ever see those signs? They have signs like that. I've gone to people's houses and it says, please leave by 9 p.m., like straight up and down. What did you make? What did you bring?
I made mashed potatoes and cornbread stuffing. So
you brought the easy stuff.
Excuse my culture difference. I always called it stuffing, but I was told several times it's dressing because it's not stuffed in the turkey. So I made cornbread dressing.
Wait, what? Like it's food?
Yeah, there's a difference.
There's a difference. So what's the wait? Say dressing and then stuffing is stuffing. Even if you call it dressing, like tomato, like it's the same thing. Like even if it's
that's
in the
what
bird,
I say. I was like, my mom always called it stuffing. Like, yeah, it wasn't stuffed inside the bird, but
if it's in the bird, it's stuffing. If it's out of the bird, it's stuffing. When it goes down my throat, it's stuffing.
That's not it. That's not it. If it's outside the bird, it's called dressing.
We need to Google this. Where's Kim? I thought the dressing.
I'm telling you, that's what I've been told by several different people. I'm like, oh.
Is this an etiquette thing? Do I have to get it together? Like,
yo, I don't know. Somebody please let us know. Hit us up.
Yo, actually, it's crazy.
Let me know, like, what's this supposed to be? Stuffing or dressing? I don't care either way. It's still going in my mouth, one way or the other.
That's what she said.
But
go ahead, Lex.
No, it's like, what's it called? So I never heard the term dressing until recently when I started watching like food TV shows like on the Food Network. And apparently, I guess in like some parts of the country, because I don't know, like we're New Yorkers, we don't know this. Like I think like they did a poll, like 52% to like 49%, something like that, of the country calls it dressing, which again, I had never heard of. I guess I don't know where it's a thing exactly, maybe the Midwest or something, but yeah, apparently it's a thing.
I think it might be, maybe it's a down south kind of thing, because I don't know. We called it stuffing.
Listen, tomato, sis, is dressing. If it's coming out the stovetop box, it's definitely stuffing. How about
True.
that? Like,
that's stovetop stuffing. Yeah, that's different. So I don't know, but we had some really good food. Everyone, threw down. Everyone threw down. There wasn't one thing that wasn't like.
But you
really
made the
good.
easy stuff. You made mashed potatoes. You made what? Instant mashed potatoes and what you call it?
No. I made them by hand, girl. Mashed the potatoes with the potato masher, cream, butter, all that.
Go, best friend. Are you out of here?
Peeled
That's
potatoes,
awesome.
boiled potatoes, cut up potato, all that.
Go, sis. You making me what? I don't believe you, but I. If it's for the radio, sis. If you want to look good, I co-sign. I don't believe. What else did you
No,
make?
sis. I be making my mashed potatoes from scratch.
I see you. All right. I was gonna mention something. Okay, I see you. I'm clear. So I know you have a story, Lex. You have an interesting story that we discussed, and I can't wait to. I can't wait for y'all to
Yeah,
get
I
down on
mean,
this.
I'll try to keep it brief, but I figured like with Thanksgiving, being over, New Year's is coming up, I would just share an incident that happened New Year's Eve last year. Um, Me and some of my girlfriends were on a trip to Montreal for New Year's Eve, right? And it was like maybe like 5 o'clock, and we were like coming back from like this spa thing where we like sweat out all the toxins. So of course, first thing we want to do after that is put all the toxins back in.
Yeah.
And we're like searching for this like fish and chips and beer place so we could like have a quick dinner before we go home and change to go back out, right? So my friend is driving, we're all in the car like yapping and yelling and trying to like point out a parking spot. And in the chaos of it all, like my friend's sister like points out a spot, but we're saying like no there, blah blah blah. Long story short, she backs up and hits a Porsche. So all of a sudden we have like a fender bender, right? So our friend gets out of the car, this guy, Michael, gets out of the car, and it is some scratches, and we got to, like, exchange insurance information and call the police, I guess, right? I mean, I guess that's how they do it in the States, so we figure it's the same. So we call up. I don't even know if it's 911 down there. I forget what we did. I guess the guy with the Porsche knew. And the operator on the phone is like, first of all, guys, don't fight. And we're like, nobody's fighting. Everybody's very calm. She's like, but listen, it's New Year's Eve. Do you understand? It's New Year's Eve. It's December 31st. We're like, we get it. And she's like, so you could either wait hours. We don't know how long it'll be before we send somebody to take your insurance information. You could wait hours, or you could just draw a picture of what happened and mail it in. And we're like, draw a picture? Are you serious? She's like, draw a picture. We're like, we don't even have pen and paper. So we had to go into the fish and chips place and get blank receipts and keep asking them for all the receipts. And we each drew our own side of the story of what happened. And apparently that's how they handle things in Canada on New Year's Eve when there's a fender bender. Just draw a picture.
Draw a picture.
We made it away. The guy with the Porsche wasn't too bad. I don't think his Porsche was banged up too bad either. I think he was just like, bugging out because he had a Porsche, little scratches. But yeah. So if you ever get in a fender bender in Montreal, bring up pen and paper.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is too
That's not happening
funny.
in like Lafayette and Bushwick, like little 10-year-old Timmy, like, yo, break out your crayons and stuff. I gotta make this picture the way that
Can you imagine? I've had car accidents where petty, like my bumper literally just bing, and this guy was like, oh no, we're gonna wait. I'm like, yo, bro, your car's not even scratched. He was like, oh no. I said, okay.
That's way too friendly. That's really nice though.
Yeah, I guess they're just so polite and trusting in Canada. They're like, draw it and we'll figure it out. Like,
imagine. I can only imagine in New York what that would look like. Draw your own stuff. We ain't gonna be on the BQE for 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Like what that looks like. Oh boy. All right, so story time for me.
Story time.
So I went shopping Black Friday, but like no lines, empty parking lots, 9 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon, nobody out. Like the same TV's been on sale for 10 years, so nobody wants to upgrade to the TV. I don't understand why people upgrade their TV so much, but anyway. But there were no lines. The mall was empty. So we had a great time. We left the mall. We were so excited about our finds that we left 3 bags in the mall. Right? So I'm not going to name the location because they don't sponsor us. So we call them up. And she's like, oh my God, hold on 1 second. I have the right person for you. I'm like, oh wow, she's excited that we lost our bags. So I got like bounced over to a few people, and finally they're like, oh yeah, you had this bag, this bag, this bag, this bag. We're like, yeah, she's like, it's in our fitting room. Someone found it. So then at 7 in the morning the next day, we went back to the mall. No lines, no people, empty parking. And they kindly handed over all our bags with all our stuff in it. Isn't that nice?
another nice story.
Another
Damn.
nice story. Wait, shout out to Long Island. Because that wouldn't have happened in the Brooklyn location or that location. It would've been oh my God,
That's crazy. It was busy out here. Like, I went out on Black Friday, and I was like, all right. I went to GameStop, of all places, and I was straight up waited online for like a good 15, 20 minutes just to ask a question.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Okay, so Kimberly, our data and executive, we have to give her a
Our
title,
fact
Angie.
checker.
Our fact checker. No, but we have to give her another title. It can't be fact checker. Find the title. Stuffing versus dressing. It's often said that the country can be divided into two camps: those who stuff and those who hold firmly to the tradition of baking dressing outside the bird, stuffing on the inside, dressing out. But there's a wrinkle. Southerners are fond of the essential side dish of Thanksgiving dressing. Sometimes they stuff dressing into Tom Bird. So just because it's called a dressing doesn't mean it's baked like a casserole. It all comes down to the recipe and traditions. Don't get hung up. Blah, 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 blah. When stuffing a bird, it's essential to stick. Oh, yeah, I know that. You got to stick it inside and make sure it's 165 degrees. Got it. Stuffing, so it's really a something that, Southerners may use.
Yeah.
That's a whole war. Imagine that.
Damn.
Stuffing versus dressing. Next to your YouTube, there's a war going on outside. Nobody's safe. All right, stuffing, you up. All right, so you got
Which
stuffing.
side,
And
coming up
it's
to you.
not
Which side
fucking-
you on, stuffing or dressing?
Yes, and then the whole dress inside. You got a bunch of bougie ass Hasidic people coming out from their, Ivy League university. It's dressing, bitches. It's dressing. Bitches. Like ain't nobody got no time for that. All right, I'll call it stuffing. I will call it stuffing. I won't call it dressing. It is what it is. That's the poll right here. So we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna come back with some current events. Angie got some heat for us. DJ Lex Rush. We got Lex Rush in the building. We got our engineer here, Prophet. We got Jay in the back, and we will be back on Crown Confidential with more stuffing versus dressing saga when we get back to you guys. So stay tuned to Crown Confidential. We'll be back with current events, y'all.
Somebody gotta tell her how it is, and not how it might be.
Fly J.
It's a different world. The club about to shut down, shorty, what you tryna do? Because all night you were looking at me, looking back at you. We could turn this to an after party, pull up with your crew. You could tell how I approach you, that I'm really feeling you. Shorty, what you tryna do? Shorty, what you tryna do? We could turn this to an after party, pull up with your crew. Yeah, we got the club going up on any day of the week, that's what's up. And VIP all the time in the cut. Break all the dress code rules when we want. Yeah, the boyfriend the chump, he should be happy that he ain't get snuffed. His girl was hyped when she saw us pull up, and when we left, she rolled out with us. Yeah, why not? The after party's the best parties. Lottie Dottie, there's a stripper pole, get naughty. I won't tell nobody, sipping no coke and Bacardi. Dancing the body party, it's going down. I'm about to shut down, shorty, what you tryna do? Because all night you were looking at me, looking back at you. We could turn this to an after party, pull up with your crew. You could tell how I approach you, that I'm really feeling you. Shorty, what you tryna do? Shorty, what you tryna do? We could turn this to an after party, pull up with your crew. Everybody, yeah. We about to take it to the after party. Bitches getting butt naked at the after party. Got it shaking at the after party. Like a Jamaican at the after party. Leave your phone in the box though. Can't take it to the after party. Better follow the rules though. We won't make it to the after party. Keep it discreet at the after party. Never know who you gon' meet at the after party. Act a fool at the after party. No baby soup, but it's a pool at the after party. Found a diamond in the rough, baby. And you a jewel at the after party. So I don't see nobody else. It's only me and you at the after party. About to shut down, shorty, what you tryna do? Because all night you were looking at me, looking back at you. We could turn this to an after party, pull up with your crew. You could tell how I approach you, that I'm really feeling you. Shorty, what you tryna do? Shorty, what you tryna do? We could turn this to an after party, pull up with your crew. Yeah. I'm a freak in the sheets. I'ma make you love me. Baby, do you trust me? Do you trust me? Shawty, do you trust me? Yeah. Do you trust me? I'm a freak in the sheets. I'ma make you love me. Choke that clock, rise and wait up in my seat, up in my seat. One in the chamber from behind, I'm busting shots. Do you trust me? Do you trust me?
Welcome back to Crown Confidential. We have a very, very dope hip hop artist. Lex Rush is in the building.
Yeah, psyched to be here.
Yep. Talking about dressing and stuffing. We got Prophet in the building talking about working versus sleeping. Really? I gotta get it together. We got Jay in the background. We're gonna hit these current event topics. There's so much stuff happening in the world right now. Like, it's really incredible. And I was going over, all these different stories that Angie, was talking about. And for me, it was just like incredible. It was like, well, what do we talk about? Because part of me wants to talk about Black Friday, part of me wants to talk about what's next. But Angie got that heat. So Angie, share with us what's up for current events.
So, we got a couple things to talk about. First, let's talk about Billy D. Williams. So, Mr. Billy D. Williams did an interview with Esquire magazine, because there's a new Star Wars movie that's coming out. And, fans are really looking forward to maybe him making a surprise visit. So they were talking about the films and everything. And so he came out and said that he's actually gender fluid at the age of 82.
And so, Angie, what's gender fluid?
Gender fluid is you don't have a preference as to what you call yourself. You're either him or her. Like, you look at, there's no gender when it comes to yourself. So he quoted in the magazine, he goes, "I never try to be anything except myself." And you see, I say himself or herself because I also see myself as feminine as well as masculine. I'm a very soft person. I'm not afraid to show that side of myself. So definitely shout out to, Billy D. Williams for being able to come out and really show his strength and being able to do what he wants. It's all about love for him and doing him. I ain't mad at it.
I'm mad at it either. I mean, I think that we're at a point in society where people are just doing whatever the heck they want. We just need to, my sister said this well. The motto for 2020 should just be like, I'm minding my business and drinking water. Like, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I like that.
Yeah, like, for us to, we make these really, really big deals about things that are not that important. And, if that's how he and or she feels, right? Or they, right? Because that's the other pronoun, right? We get to respect that, and that's it. Like, it is what it is.
For real. Speaking of minding our business.
Tell me that.
So let's get into this next story about how New York legislators are not minding theirs. So they proposed a bill to ban purity exams following T.I.'s comments about his daughter's virginity. So, lately he's been making headlines about the comment he made that he goes to his daughter's exams to check her virginity. And he's very, involved in that process. But he later on stated that it was all misquoted, he was joking, and everything. But people are still kind of hot about this subject. And according to Huffington Post, New York state lawmakers have just introduced legislation that would ban doctors from performing what they're calling purity exams. The Post says that the legislation comes right on the heels of what he stated, and that doctors would be pulled up on criminal charges if they were caught doing it or supervising the act of that being done. They would be subject to penalties for professional misconduct and or potential criminal sexual assault charges for performing or supervising the exam. So this is all being pushed by a senator named Roxanne Pursued, and she says she feels that his comments were outrageous and assaulting, and, that these things need to stop. And it's appealing, and he's horrified by what happened.
Stay out of his privacy. stay out of my privacy. Like if I am old enough to go to the GYN, stay out of my privacy. Whatever happens between me and my doctor is confidential anyway. Like stay out of it. You don't need to know what it smells like. You don't need to know what's going down there. You don't need to know if something's coming out unless you're paying for it. Like that's it. like like it's all said and done. For real. Like
Right. I mean, I get it. You know, if before she was 18, the parents have the right to understand that and know to be in there because they need a parental guardianship. But my thing is, where does New York State law get to come in? Again, they're just imposing their laws on things that really have no business being a law. Like that's between a parent and a child and their doctor.
That's between a child and a child, because if you're old enough to go get exams, you old enough out there to be rubbing on some butts and doing some extracurricular activity. Like, I'm sorry, that's what the staircases were made for in, 162. Shout out to my old alma mater. Right? But I'm saying though, like at the end of the day, like kids are gonna do what they want to do, and for me, as long as they're doing it in a way that's safe, because this is the thing. This is what I know as a coach, as a woman, as a sister, as a mother, as someone with two ha-has. Like I'm just letting you know now, like people are gonna do the exact opposite of what you advise them to do. Like you give them advice, they're gonna run and do that. No, yo, leave him. I'm gonna stay with him. I love him. Nah, get rid of. Don't go to school. Though I'm gonna go to school. Like people are gonna do the exact opposite of what you tell them. And so for me, you tell these kids, oh, we're not gonna invade your privacy. You're invading our privacy still by even thinking that you can create a law that's gonna regulate my hoo-ha. Like have all the seats in the universe. Like
right. Like you tell me, my doctor can't do an examination. Like there's so many different things that can come up. So let's say, the doctor is doing an examination for a rape kit or something of that sense. So if that's a young child that they're looking at, are you saying they're going to be brought up on charges because they're doing what they need to do to protect that child? It doesn't make sense why it needs to be a law. There are so many other things that need to be passed. This is not one of them. Like, can we fix gun control? Can we talk about that? Can we figure out the environment? Like, can we figure out some things that are prevalent to all of society that are going on right now? This, doesn't need to be something that needs to be passed.
Yeah, like why somebody in another state can have 37 rifles? Like, what do you need 37 rifles? What do you need ammunition for?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you're building these things that are already creating a war. You know what I mean? But nah, you're not checking my hoo-ha. As long as my daughter's hoo-ha is clean, that's all I care about. Is it clean? She all right? Okay. She got to take a pill? Okay. Because at the end of the day, like, she's going to go. That's traumatic alone. Like, for my men that don't know, it's already traumatic to get yourself lined up to go to the GYN. It's like you got to, do, you stretch, you drink water, you're trying to think about it and stuff like that. They're like, relax, and then you're all tense up. And they're like, open your legs. And you're like, no, I ain't going to open my legs. It don't feel good in front of you. Like, I ain't ready for all of this and stuff like that. And then you can't go drunk. You can't go drunk to the doctor because then it's like, so you want me? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So for me, if I go drunk to my doctor, I might just become the mistress. Like,
you ever pregame the doctor?
Yeah, you got to be all prepared and stuff. Let me drink these 2 shots.
Yeah, those visits are not fun, and we don't look forward to them at all.
Not at all. No, it's not fun. It's not fun.
Not even a little bit.
So yeah.
Just another thing that is just, I think, cover up for other things that are more important. Mm-hmm. Things just doesn't need to happen. Right. But let's move on to something else.
Yes. It's my hoo-ha. It's my thing. Unless, like I said, if you're out paying for what's going in or what's coming out of it, stay out of my business. I don't care who you are.
Exactly. Like, worry about gun control. Worry about something else that's prevalent to the state.
Oh boy, people that are listening to this tonight.
So let's talk about the ultimate petty.
Oh, you know me. I'm part of the petty committee.
Okay, Homeland Security.
I'm the petty committee. Tell me, sis.
So Homeland Security set up a fake university where ICE agents were recruiting international students to come into the United States to then turn around and arrest them. So they have up to reportedly grown to 250 arrests for students that they recruited to come into this fake university that they formed. So it was called Farmington University. It got shut down back in January.
Say it out loud again so our people can hear it.
What's that?
What's the name of it again so our people can hear it?
Farmington
Farmington University. So you know, para toda la gente que habla en español, que no estamos de este estado, for those of you that are Spanish and you're not from this side, Farmington University do not apply, even if they give you a loan or a free ride. They probably were giving people free
So
rides.
the story goes, federal ICE agents strategically entice foreign-born students, mostly those from India, to attend the school. The school marketed itself to offer graduate degree programs in technology and computer studies. So a lot of the kids that, did what they needed to do, get the student visa and come in, and then they had to turn around and get deported because the school got shut down. They don't have permanent residence, so they got to go back home now.
See, that's not petty to me. That's grimy. Petty to me is like, all right, you cheat on me, and then like I put a bat through your windshield. Like, that's petty, sis. That's $5.50. Okay, right? Unless you got a really nice model car. Because one time in band camp, I got into a side swipe with a BMW, and my side mirror was $60 because I had a Chevy Impala, and her side mirror, what you look at, the side mirror was like $1,500 because it was heated and it had a signal, and I told her to go kick rocks. Like, if you have enough money to have a $1,500 window, then you could fix that. I had a $60 little jammy, and we taped it up with a dollar store mirror. But that's petty. That's petty. But that's what they did was grimy. There's a difference between petty,
sure.
and that's the difference probably between stuffing and dressing, right? Because like stuffing, right? Stuffing is when like you give it to them good, and maybe dressing is them. That's grimy. Like, and to think that they probably
so out of the
people
250 kids arrested, 80% of them were granted voluntary departure and departed the United States. And out of the remaining 20, half of them received a final order of removal. Only one of them got granted a permission to stay by a court, by a judge. And the others were given an expedited removal by U.S. Customs and Borders Protection. Now, the ICE agents that were perpetrating as recruiters were criminally charged and pled guilty and have been sentenced in Detroit.
Yeah, but sentenced to what? Like you're at Palm Springs playing golf and stuff? Because at the end of the day, people lost their livelihood banking on your word, and I think that that's grimy. And wait, you know what I need to know? Who authorized this? Because there was somebody that signed off on this. What Miriam White? Or what, Herbert Edwards, who? I need to know who signed the executive order to say, yes, do that. That's what I want to know. I want, the Pentagon file, because come on, Shelly from accounting that, just, has a GED, didn't just come up with the idea and say, hey, put my name on it, oh, yes, I'm going to do that. Somebody actually, at an executive level, said, yes, that sounds like a great idea, when we could be charging the criminals that are actually here and that are U.S. citizens with, you know what I mean? That sounds like I
think it's still being investigated. But the recruiters themselves, the 8 recruiters that the so-called recruiters got, charged for doing this. Now, as far as the top dog, we'll never know because they haven't, put out who's in charge or anything like that. So I'll definitely keep an eye on the story and see how it develops.
Please do, because that person probably still has their pension and still has their job, and nobody knows that that's the person that's mad grimy. Everybody, that sounds like the person that's always late, and there's somebody at Walmart that's always on time, and they're about to snitch you out, and they just watching you let me tell you know what I mean? So for me, it's that's super grimy. I think that's the thing. I don't think that we're holding government elected officials who are at the top accountable. I think that we're just patting them on their back, and then that is not the example that we want to use moving forward, right? That's okay. But really, it is okay. That's why, people are getting away with murder, literally. But yeah, people who want to come here and get their education actually better themselves because they're in a, in a place where there's a lot of war. They're not able to come to our country. And then I want to know, shout out to the judge that awarded, what was that? That they awarded someone the opportunity to stay here, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to that judge.
It was an immigration judge.
Yeah, shout out to that judge that saw that there was some life in them. So
my thing is, did these kids pay the school, the so-called school? Did they pay fees? Did they pay an application fee? What happened to all that? Where did their money go?
Did you have to
'Cause
file
you
a FAFSA
know,
form too, sis, and have to go through all that paperwork? Like, we need your
right.
mother's blood type, we need your uncle's blood type, we need to know if you are related to Dracula, we need to know your social security number. Can you sneeze here and cough here? Can you squat there in the corner? Like, these kids, my kids right now, a lot of them are seniors, and for them to get scholarships, like, they don't even want to bother. Like, it's like 30 pieces of additional paperwork they have to come up with. I'm like, well, copy it. No, they want originals. I'm like, originals for $50? Go kick rocks. That's why they'll sell an eighth. Like, they would rather be criminals than sell an eighth and get, you know what I mean? So it's just like we're making it more difficult even for our people that are here. And now that people want to come into our country, because there are some bad people in the country, there are also some good people. But like, let me not get into a tangent, sis, because you know what it is. But shout out to the judge. Shout out to the judge that allows someone to stay, because I think that that's really a big piece as well.
Yeah, so New York is back at it again. This time, so Catholic schools in New York City are banning braids on black male students, and it's perfectly legal. So,
say that again for the people in the back.
Catholic schools in New York City are banning boys from wearing braids in their hair, despite city and state laws that have banned hair discrimination, and it's perfectly legal for them to do so. Let me tell you why.
Tell me, sis. Tell me.
So, the Dignity for All Students Act said that the anti-discrimination law will not be applied to private, religious, or non-denominational educational institutions. So the act that prevents, people of color from being discriminated against for their hair does not include religious or non-denominational educational institutions. So by law, Catholic schools have the right to ban any type of hairstyle that they choose.
I look so forward to when I'm a wealthy philanthropist and my young boys go to school and I am, I throw a good 100,000. Oh, here, go fix up your library. Or I'll go a quick 500,000. Yeah, go fix up that little tennis court that you got there, because that's nothing for me. And then I send, my son to school in braids longer than a mother, like, ha ta ta ta, creaky, go over there. Go over there, go play patty cake with those two little kids over there and tell them that, that your mama sent you. You know what I mean? Because I think that, honestly, especially when it comes to New York City, it comes down to money. It really comes down to money, because the money gives you it gives you access to what's next. And, like, for me, I bet you they're not saying that to their wealthy donors who donated $2 or $3 million to, throw on their antics or clean up the building. Because, a lot of that money and that endowment goes back to the school, goes back to funding their educators and so on and so forth. So, they're not letting little Timmy, like, if Timmy's mom shelled out $5 million that year for something, they're not sending him home with them cornrows. And if I were Timmy's mother, I would send him with cornrows anyway. I'd be that white mother. Okay, Timmy, it's gonna hurt a little bit, but just stay still. Put some hairspray on you. You'll be okay. Okay. We're gonna let those PTA moms know. Like, that would be me, sis. Like, I'd be that petty. See, that's petty, but not disrespectful, right? That's not grimy. So that's the difference.
Yeah, so it's all Catholic schools. Well, not all, I would say some Catholic schools across Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx that have banned male students from wearing braids. They are trying to work with the Diocese of Manhattan to see if they're willing to examine their hair policy, but they're like, nah, we good. No. That's what it is.
That's like I said, there's a level of petty and there's a level of grimy. I think that has a little bit of both. I mean, it is what it is. That's the thing about religion for me, and I hate to talk religion. It's like, if you accept everybody and God loves everyone and blah, 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 then we should be accepting of everyone and not even discriminating in a place where you're preaching that we're not discriminating. Like, hello.
I mean, I went to a Catholic high school, and, we did have a clause in there that we had to make sure that our hair, wardrobe, and personal conduct, but there was never a time where I was ever, or anyone that was black in the school was ever stopped from wearing braids in their hair, or none of that. So it's just very interesting that this topic would come up. Honestly, I don't even recall guys wearing braids back then. But
it wasn't a thing until R. Kelly had it in the big pimpin' video, sis. Like,
and it was never an issue.
Yeah,
So.
of course. But it wasn't until, like I said, it wasn't until like, well, R. Kelly. Who else had braids? Like, back in the '90s, the those music videos where everybody had braids in their hair, and that was a thing to do. You know what I mean? So now it's trending. Of course, we don't want that here. It is what it is. What's next, sis?
So the last piece that we're going to talk about is the FBI is warning people to make sure this holiday season that they're real smart about when they're buying smart TVs.
Ain't nothing smart about buying a TV. Stop it. Like, it's just another waste of time.
This is what they're saying is just that be careful and make sure you know what you're buying, because these new smart TVs have access to cameras and microphones, and you want to make sure that you do your research on seeing if that brand that you're interested in buying has a camera or a microphone, because that's a way for people to gain access to your living room, to your life, to your systems through your TVs, because they don't have security systems that are, real sophisticated and set up. They, smart TV is great. You could, watch Netflix and do all this, but just the same way the information is coming in, it can go out. So they're saying just be very careful with what you're watching. Make sure that if there's a camera or microphone, because people will be listening and watching, and it's really just to protect yourself against hackers, against cyber stalking. People can tap into your camera and watch you sleep. And actually, a girlfriend of mine was telling me a story about this woman who she heard her daughter talking one day. It was through one of those baby cams. And she was like, who are you talking to? Because it was just her in the house. And some man was like, oh, go get your mom, go get Brooklyn, like knew everything about this woman. And then she was like, who are you? And then 3 different voices came on the line from the different, she had like a whole smart house. Find out they really hacked her system. They hacked her line. They were cyber stalking her. She called the cops. The Ring doorbell, they told the cops to go away. We don't need you. Like, it's real serious out here. There's some real crazy people. So just be very careful with what you're buying. Yeah, it's all smart and technology is great, but just be very mindful of what you're buying. And now, this is coming from the FBI.
Yeah. Okay.
They're saying just be very careful and be mindful of what you're buying.
That's true.
Yeah, the conspiracy theorists are saying, like,
they're trying to blow up their spot.
That too. And Pornhub's going to look real interesting from December 26th to January 1st. Like, we going to see Linda and Ron and Linda and all the swingers parties. So for me, bring that on. Like, I want to watch that. You know what I mean? But, I don't think, like, for me, I think that technology has really made us, yes, it's made us more aware, but it's also made us, like, creepy, like super creepy. Like, there's so much more that we can do, there's so much more we can get away with, there's so much more that we can say and identify with. And like, for me, like, I don't need no 4D 3D, but I need something that's just gonna loop my favorite show on Netflix. and you know what, with all the technology that we have, hold on, because I have a gripe. With all the technology that we have, I hate that when Netflix is like, are you still watching this show? Yes, I'm still watching this show. Is there a button that can automatically hit? Like, I understand you have a lot, it's a license and copyright thing and you pay per place. I get that, but yes, I'm still watching it. If the TV's also, like, give me a TV that will automatically hit that button and would be okay, or that automatically leaves the PlayStation on while I'm watching my stuff and doesn't snooze it off. Because I have like this one that goes to sleep and I'm too lazy to figure it out. So it's just like, I just want something that streams my thing until I wake up in the morning, and that never happens. I always wake up and it's like, it's either
and
off.
It's gone. Yeah, I feel you. But my thing is, like, with all this technology we have, like, everybody wants a smart home. Oh, Alexa, turn my lights off. Alexa, give me my schedule. Alexa, give my grocery list. All right, Alexa has Alex that's behind the scene. Alex is watching everything you're doing, because there are people that are sick like that. I watch too many criminal shows and listen to too many podcasts about crimes to even want an Alexa in my house. I have one. It's not plugged in. I don't even know how to use that sucker. It just sits there.
I mean, people still don't even even know how to use their smartphones. Ask them to adjust the brightness. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's still something that we're still working on. But yeah, folks, be cautious, be very wary. So, thank you for that current event. Super excited. That was really great. Angie, you got your own horn. That's what I got to get the horns. I got to get the horns. So, stick with us. So we have decided as a collective that our topic this evening is going to be dating. And I'm sure we have the petty stories, the grimy stories. We have all the stories, and I'm super excited to share it on this journey because it's real. Like, Delcy has said it, and my good friend Delcy, there's a war going on outside. Nobody's safe. And so I'm super excited. So we're going to be talking about dating. If you have anything to add, we love to hear from you. Hit us up at info@heytherebeautiful.org, and we'll definitely take any of your comments, any of your stories, any of your suggestions, and then we'll be back later where we talk about dating. So don't move anywhere. We will see you when we come back to Crown Confidential. We gotta get these
like Hendrix, put it with the Hendrix, listening to Kendrick, I just wanna get bent. He's like Hendrix, put it with the Hendrix, listening to Kendrick, I just wanna get bent. Hendrix, put it with the Hendrix, listening to Kendrick, I just wanna get bent. Ain't talking drinking, I'm talking lifting. Different positions, hotter than bedroom walls to talk. Singing rhythm, secreting, leaking. Wanna come and get it, dream will love you better. Hit the sativa, swish it sweeter, Swiss Geneva. Keep it high secret, keep it between us. Keep it on the hush. Season Kim with the crush. Tomorrow night we remux. Know you heard me on the Spotify. We just tryna get it to the vibe. Maybe we got us a fun night. I'll buzz you in when you're outside.
Text me when you're downstairs. I'll buzz you in. Room sleeping on the buzzer. Yeah, you when you get in. I'll buzz you in. Room sleeping on the buzzer.
Glad you made it. Want some wine? Glass of water? You take ice? Sure you're fine. My room's this way. Let's be quiet now with my roommate. We inside. Press the playlist. Miguel Scissor, plenty of Drake shit. Throwback track with Betty Davis. Close the drapery, pull back the duvet. Feel like Fox said, touch me, tease me. Start off slow, take it easy. Climb to climax, acclimate. Breathe in, breathe out like Gavin said. Activate, excitement's building. Unleash weapons, can't conceal them. Glad I saved your number, then you hit me up. I buzz you in.
Text me when you're downstairs. I'll buzz you in. Room sleeping on the buzzer. Yeah, you when you get in. I'll buzz you in. Room sleeping on the buzzer.
Keep it low key, get to know me. Hit my phone when you get going. Text me when you out the door. I buzz you in, no one's gotta know. Keep it low key, get to know me. Hit my phone when you get going. Text me when you out the door. I'll buzz you in, no one's gotta know.
I'm not waiting up, I'm just doing what I does. If you hit me up, maybe you can get the buzz. I'm not waiting up, I'm just doing what I does. If you hit me up, maybe you can get the buzz. Text me when you're downstairs. I'll buzz you in. Room sleeping on the buzzer. Yeah, you when you get in. I'll buzz you in. Room sleeping on the buzzer. Yeah.
Beating green like the lantern. Pull up to the tavern. Each week it's a pattern. Stress ain't gonna matter. Extinction agenda. All confusion organized. Take me to the special board. As soon as we go inside, what's up to my buddies? We all feeling lovely. Wanting to stay chummy. Tipping with cash money. Irish water muddy. Tonight it's a Lisco. Unleashing the dragon off the wagon like Drunk Cisco. Just $6 for the 1-2 punch. Combo not that rough, just a bit fucked up. Cans on deck, ships the French film best. I don't need a passport or a screen to get bent. Just get with my friends, popping those tabs. I ain't talking Molly, I'm just talking clicking cans. Eye contact as you cheers for the shot. Then you toss it back and Tecate's at the front. Walk into the party.
Tequila, Tecate.
What's up, everybody?
Tequila, Tecate.
Beer in the shot.
Tequila, Tecate. 6 deep. Never catch me with a Pepsi like a pipsqueak. You getting messy off of Eckies, man, shit's weak. I do a shot and crack a beer with my big teeth. Chug it down like, yeah, bitch, it's me. Got the whole crew here feeling risky. Yo, and this ain't no game. I'll throw another one back, spitting straight propane. Yeah, I'm on fire, man, state your name. Is it Don Julio or is it Jose? Do you got Modelo or Tecate? Do you have a bathroom? I'm not okay. Pace yourself, pace yourself, pace yourself. Bartender told me that my face so melt. Takes everything in me not to do too much. Now I'm down for the count off that 1-2 punch.
Walk into the party.
Tequila, Tecate.
What's up, everybody?
Tequila, Tecate.
Beer in the shot.
Tequila, Tecate. Tequila, Tecate. Tequila, Tecate.
Walk into the party.
Tequila, Tecate.
What's up, everybody?
Tequila, Tecate.
Hopped in the gobby.
Tequila, Tecate. Tequila, Tecate. Tequila, Tecate.
1, 2 for your body. I wanna kill a Tecate. Gonna sweat like hottie. Tequila, Tecate.
First y'all feel the burn, then y'all feel the cool. Ain't the type of science that you gonna learn in school. Safe for economic class, my demand is rising fast. Supply me some phaser from the state of Baja like a stack. Combo is communal, give it for the boozing. Shoot it and we lose it. Break balls and get stupid. Pouring no intruders, bitch out for the friends. Don't care if you're old or new, just care if you go in. No cocktail mixology, garnish is a botany. Just a little ritual to break up the monotony. Spot of the party beat, hijacking the playlist. Plus they got the charger, so no battery is wasted. Some may say it's basic, spring for anejo. I'm chasing with kids of berry, trying to show my age though. I just need the sauce and the slice of lime and the clock to strike. Tequila, Tecate time. Walk into the party.
Tequila, Tecate.
What's up, everybody?
Tequila, Tecate.
Beer in the shot.
Tequila, Tecate. Tequila, Tecate. Tequila, Tecate.
Walk into the party.
Tequila, Tecate.
What's up, everybody?
Tequila, Tecate.
Hopped in the gobby.
Tequila, Tecate. Tequila, Tecate. Tequila, Tecate.
1, 2 for your body. I wanna kill a Tecate. Gonna sweat like hottie. Tequila, Tecate. 1, 2 for your body. I wanna kill a Tecate. Gonna sweat like hottie. Tequila, Tecate. 1, 2 for your body. I wanna kill a Tecate. Gonna sweat like hottie. Tequila, Tecate.
Beating green like the lantern. Pull up to the tavern. Each week it's a pattern. Stress ain't gonna matter. Extinction agenda. All confusion organized. Take me to the special board as soon as we go inside. What's up to my buddies? We all feeling lovely. Bartender stay chummy. Tipping with cash money. Irish for the muddy. Tonight it's a Lisco. Unleashing the dragon off the wagon like drunk Cisco. Just $6 for the 1-2 punch. Combo not that rough, just a bit fucked up. Cans on deck, ships to French film fest. I don't need a passport or a screen to get there. Just get with my friends, popping those tabs. I ain't talking Molly, I'm just talking clicking cans. Eye contact as you cheers for the shot.
We gon' mess the sum up with this one, baby, for sure. 100. We gon' mess the sum up with this one, baby, for sure. 100. We double up.
First I ball, money, then I flex. Now that I'm flex, hit my G. Now that I get it, rep my set. Gang, gang, gang. Can I flex? Can I? First I ball, then I flex. Now that I'm flex, hit my G. Now that I get it, rep my set. Gang, gang, gang. Can I flex? Can I? Let's get it. Walk in the spot, the bottles gon' pop. You know your boy need him some liquor. Ready or not, you know I'm gon' pop. My hustle is too damn persistent. Haters be all on my back. Focus on getting these racks. Always 100, you know I be stuntin', ain't nothing but stating the fact. You know it. Can't go back to the old. Can I flex? Can I? First I ball, then I flex. Now that I'm flex, hit my G. Now that I get it, rep my set. Gang, gang, gang. Can I flex? Can I? Rep my set. Gang, gang, gang.
Welcome back, y'all, to Crown Confidential. Super excited to be with you in the building. We have Lex Rush.
Hey, hey.
And we're I'm laughing because I'm thinking about all the trauma that I imposed on people and the trauma they then imposed on me, right? So we're gonna be talking about dating. And I'm laughing because it's like it really is wild for the night out there. It's really wild for the night out there. And so, you know, for me, I think that, and you back, right?
Yes,
Welcome
ma'am.
back, my love. So, yeah, so we're talking about dating. And, you know, it's really funny. I met my my significant other, you know, I met him online, right? And I had been online dating for a while because I had actually at the time I had 2 full-time jobs and I really had no life. Like I was working like 120 hours a week. I worked my day shift, my 9 to 5, and then, you know, I would do what hang out, whatever, and then I would work from 10 o'clock to 8. And I did that 7 days a week, and that's without overtime. I used to pick up 4 to 10 shifts. I used to pick up other shifts. Like I was like working like a dog because I felt like I had this lifestyle, and you know, it was me. I'm an independent woman from the 90s. So during that time, I would date online, right? Because that was the easiest thing to do. Let me meet you when I can meet you. Let me feel how comfortable I am with you. And besides that, even if you know someone, do you really know someone, right? Because that's the piece.
Right.
You're even dating them. Do you really know them? And so for me, that's how I met my significant other, and I was like, wow, like he looked like a creeper. And something in me was like, you know what? Go take the risk, sis, because either you're going to die or you're going to be in a relationship, right? And it was a great risk, right? Because, you know, it was a 7-year relationship, right? And it was a great risk. But what I had to do to get there was the crazy part, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm at a point where it's just like, even now, thinking about dating, thinking about going out there, it's kind of like, you know, you're putting yourself out there, and is it really worth it? Because, you know, some people choose to be single, right? And so I think, like, the first question is, like, why do we even bother dating? So, Ange, why do we even bother dating?
Really, quite honestly, we bother dating because, you know, we want that companionship. I think everyone believes in the dream of someone. There's always someone else that's, you know, like a soulmate, or there's always someone for everyone. So people go out there and look for that other half of them that's missing. And, you know, I dated for a long time. Like I used to say I was single-ish because I always had someone on the roster. But we were never really together until I claimed to be together. And it was very hard to claim me. So it was always someone that, you know, I wasn't finding what I was looking for. So you date until you find what you're looking for and find that person that's going to complement you completely. And until you find that person, that you're just going to continue to be out there searching.
So, Lex, why do you date?
Oh, man. I mean, I totally agree with what Angie said, but it could be a chore sometimes, you know, like especially sometimes with the online dating, it either feels like an interview or trying to sync up schedules. Like people are just flaky. I feel like my most successful relationships, though, I mean, online works great for some people. For me personally, most successful relationships has been like meeting through friends because you already have the common ground. It's a little bit easier to like get started, this and that. But yeah, I mean, I totally agree with, you know, what you said. It's just difficult sometimes.
I think that that's even weird, meeting someone through friends and family, because then it's like, if you don't want to be with them, how do you duck them? Like, now I'm going to see you at different events. Now if I have a show, I'm going to see you here. And so it's like, I don't like meeting people through friends and family. I think that could be a safer route because we don't have to go through a background check and stuff and a credit check and, you know, let me get like a sample of your hair and some of your blood, right? But like for me, I think that even meeting through friends and family is a little bit more tricky because the thing is that, you know, my parents had a 23-year marriage, and even in 23 years, they separated, right? So it's like you think that you know someone. 5 years is a long time, right? 5 years, okay, I got a good pair of shoes that'll last, right? Like 10 years, okay, great. The Louis V bags looks good on me 10 years later. 15 years, okay, the grades start to come in and think. 20 years, it's like, okay, now we got full blown, kids who have turned into adults, and now it's 20. My parents were together for 23 years, and my father was like, you know what, this no longer serves me. You know what I mean? So it's like, even if you are friends and family, is that really enough? And so, like, my next question when it comes to dating is like, yes, we date, but why do we even bother? Is it really love? Is it really time? Like, that's my real thing. So, Ange, hit us off, like, what is it really? Because I know, like, one of your commitments early last year when we were talking was, like, black love. Like, black excellence, black love. That's something that you wanted. And, for me, especially because I had been in a relationship for so long, I didn't know what it meant to be single for that long, wanting what you want, right? So, for you, like, why did you decide to date? What was it specifically for?
It was just for, at first it just started like something to do, quite honestly. Somebody to go out with, because not my friends don't really have the same interests as me. Not all of them do. I have different pockets of friends, and I was always the third wheel or the fifth wheel in the group of my group of friends. Everyone else in a relationship. So I was always the single one, and I was always like, oh yeah, come along with me and my husband and me and my boyfriend. I'm like, okay, it's couples night, but I'm not a couple, but okay, I'll come through. So it was just something for me to go out there, someone I can go out with, chill, relax, and it not be just me and my friends and their husbands and their boyfriends. So from there it turned into like I really want someone that I can connect with on a deeper level than just chill and let's watch, movies all day long.
Yeah, so you're the best third wheel ever, because ain't nothing like when you go out and then he pays his portion and she puts extra on the tip and I don't got to come out of pocket. So you're the best third wheel ever, sis. I
played my role well for many years.
You definitely did.
The third wheel.
Yo, anybody wants a third wheel, she was the real MVP. She'll show you how to do it with class and stuff. And one thing that I loved about you, because I remember playing that role, was Angie was never like a jealous type. Angie was always like rooting for us. She would never tell you to leave a situation. She could hate the dudes or whatever, unless she knew you were gonna get played. Like, if she knew you were gonna get feelings hurt and you were gonna get played, she wouldn't play that role where she would come in the middle. And so, what's your purpose? What's your reason, Lex? Why do you choose to date?
I mean, to be straight up, I guess it's like two, and maybe these are more cynical reasons, but like, sometimes you need somebody to go with you a place that nobody, even your closest friends won't. You need somebody to, like, drag to, like, your company party. And then, two, I mean, why do we all date? Sex. Like, you need some that kind of companionship.
Let 'em know.
So, yeah.
Yes.
For real.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, dating, for me, I'm about to get real. You ready, sis?
Go ahead, sis. Break it down.
So, dating for me has never been about sex. Because, I look good, right? I could get, for real, like, let's keep up. Like, I want to be as transparent as possible, because there are people that have been single for 10 years and see my relationship or see what I have as happy, or see has, they experience it the way they experience it through their lens, through social media, right? And so for me, having had been in this relationship for the 7 years that I was in and all that, right? It wasn't, for me, it was never about sex. It was never about company. It was never about taking somebody to the company picnic, because there were times where he would not have all the buy-in. It'd be like, well, why are we doing that? Why are we going? For me, it was about building. Like, I want to build a conglomerate. And for me to build this conglomerate, I can pick up 50 bricks I could pick up 5 bricks on my own and lay them. But if I can show you how to pick up these 5 bricks, and we're picking them up 10 at a time, and then we're laying them down together, we're going to put in 10 bricks every hour versus me putting in these 5 bricks every day, right? Because maybe I might be a little bit more tired, but if we're building this conglomerate and we're building it together, then these 5 bricks can turn into 500 over a lifetime. So my thing was like building, and this is one of the foundation principles that I've learned, like building on land, not building on sand, where you're building and it keeps falling, or you're building and you see the red flag. So for me, dating was about building with someone, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie, I got it. I know how to get it, and if I'm this resourceful, my goal is that you have the resources and the initiative to step up and just watch me. Like, let's learn by example. Like, how do you do a jumping jack? By watching somebody and learning, okay, that's how you do it, because you don't learn how to drive by watching someone drive. You learn how to drive by driving yourself, right? So I think
pick a lane, bitch. Pick a lane.
Pick a lane, bitch. Pick a lane. And so I think that that's the piece. I think why do we one of the things I want to know, especially when it comes to dating, why do we put up these fronts? Why do we put up these masks when we date? Because Chris Rock said it best, right? You don't meet the person, you meet the representative. Like, your hair don't look like that, your lips don't look like that, your ass don't look like that in them pictures, sis. Like, you did a little, right? So the thing is, why do we put up these masks when people are going to find out who we are anyway? And
right. I mean, honestly, let's be really real. Like, people, before you, especially online, like, the first thing you're going to do is you swipe right or swipe left, and it's not based on your personality. It's based on your looks. Like, oh, is this somebody I could be physically attracted to, somebody I could, see myself spending 2 to 3 hours talking to or doing whatever with. That's really what grabs people's attention first and foremost. Then comes the personality next, after you talk and figure out what you want to do. So it's really, that's just the game that we play. Like, you're going to put a mask up because, you don't know that person. You haven't talked to them long enough to them to show them who you really are.
And
like, for me, I always said, like, I have a very strong personality. And when I really show you who I really am, you got to be able to take it because I don't hold punches. Like, I come at you raw. It could be nasty. It could be whatever. That is who I am sometimes, and you got to be able to take it. And it's not that I'm being malicious or I'm being nasty, but it's just I give no fucks sometimes, and my fucks can be real cold. So it's not that I'm being nasty to you or this is how I personally feel about you, but I'm just going to tell you the truth, good, bad, or otherwise, how I see it, and you got to be able to take it, and not everybody could do so.
Yeah, and like, it's so funny that you say that because it's like, we all fart. So why do we hold in our fart to the 7th date? Like, we already know what's going to happen. Why do we really, put ourselves in this reserve mode? Like, we're not humans and we don't, do what we do and stuff like that. So definitely kudos. So the question pops right back to you. So, like, how about you, Lex?
Oh, man, I feel like you got to, like, hide your crazy until they're already invested in you, and then you let the crazy out, and maybe they'll tolerate it because they're already invested in you.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
You got to trap them, and then, like, then you can let the crazy out, but then they're like, oh, well, I saw the good side. Maybe this is just a one-time thing, and then slowly you transform, and they just have to get used to it.
And they're like, oh, but I love you now.
But I love you. Let me just trap you.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
And then, so these are, this is online, this is a meme, and so these are the 8 stages of dating a Latina. So any of you dating a Latina, these are the 8 stages. And number 1 is, she's cute. We cute, right? Number 2 is, also funny. Number 3 is, well, she's funny. Number 4, wait, she's actually mad. Then number 5 is, stage 5, what does pendejo mean? Right? Then number 6 is, Mom, I'm scared. Then number 7 is, send help. And then number 8 is, why is my house on fire? Right? And so, and it's true. It's true. We put these masks on and we think, for me, I'm mask off because I am a radio, like I have a radio gig. I have a personality. So, the mask is never on. I tell people that I'm seeing, and I tell people that are interested, and this is who I am. This is what it's going to be, and it's only going to go up from here. And this is my crazy. You know what I mean? Because even in the dating world, I remember, like, guys would be like, oh, do you have any fetishes? And I'm like, I just want to pay my bills on time and eat crab legs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and if you could Uber me to these locations, that would be great, right? But, like,
let me tell you, let's talk about fetishes. Speaking of,
sis, go for it.
I remember this one who we knew together.
Oh, my God, you're going to do a story time? Oh, my God, this is the only story.
Yes, my parents used to hate that I was online dating, and they're like, oh, you don't know, who you're seeing and who you're talking to. They might be crazy. And I always stand by this. The craziest man I've ever met, I met coming out of a store in the street. We weren't talking online. I just met him in the street. I said, So it doesn't matter where they're from, either online, on the street, in the corner, friend or family. It doesn't matter. Crazy is as crazy is. So this guy, I literally was walking up the street, and, you know, we bumped into each other, started talking, and this man had a fetish. And he wanted me to do certain things to him. One of them was drink my bathwater.
Yes, Angie, tell them. Yes.
What?
And then he wanted me to defecate on him.
What?
So I used to, I was at work, he would call me, and I used to put him on speaker, and my coworkers would sit there, and we'd listen to him, and I'd be like, what do you want me to do? And he would go, like, ham. I'm like, yo, bro, you are just a little bit too out of the box for me. Way out of the box. And he's like, no, but no, you know, don't say that. Like, I'll do whatever it is that you want. I'm like, nah, this is way too left field for me.
And then we fast forward, right? So Angie and I were, we would go to the same business, right, to do the same thing. We went to the same area. I don't want to say it because the other pieces, he's still there. I saw him the other day too, sis. So
let's just say it was the Hempstead, right? We'll just say it was the Hempstead.
Yes, it was in Hempstead. So I'm coming out of the same. I'm in the same place, and he was like, "Yo, you beautiful, mom. Was really hood. You beautiful. I want to whisper in your ear, tell you some things you like to hear." I'm like, "Okay, you know, I'm single. And give me my number." And then he starts texting me about how beautiful I am and how he wants to get to know me and how he has some kids. And I'm like, okay, great, you know, whatever, you know. Like, I'm not putting any pressure to it. I just, you know, let's shoot the breeze. So then he starts texting me these vulgar things. And he's like, yeah, you know, I have something to tell you. And I've been rejected in the past. And I'm like, oh, my God, you're so hurt. Let me try and fix you. And and all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, I just want to, can you take a bath for me? And then I want to drink your water. And the first person that I text was Angie. And I'm like, Angie, he said he wants me to take a bath and drink my water. She goes, girl, it's the same guy. So we like compared numbers and we were like, oh my God, it's the same guy who has like a thing for girls who are plus size and who are bigger. And I was like, all right, sis, so let's see how far we could go down the rabbit hole. So we were entertaining him for a while to see. And that fetish was deep because when I tell you, like, it's not whether he's a good or a bad person. It's just the fetish itself. He would have done anything for us. He would have done anything. When I say anything, but there was no ambition where he was, and he's still in the same place, sis. Ain't nothing changed.
Like,
but for me, it was just like
how about that?
For me, it wasn't even that. Like, lead me in. Like, you know, like they say it, and kids, please cover your ears after this. Like, you know, when guys tell you that they want to put the tip in, it's because they don't want to, you know, they want to be able to do it real smooth. You know what I mean? Like, they're not in a place where they just want to be disrespectful, right? Like, yo, lead me in. Like, that was like the first day conversation we had. It wasn't like 2 weeks, like, oh, let me buy you a rose, and then let me see if I can put it in your butt. No, it was like, let me drink your bath water tonight, sis. It was like, where has my dating life gone, and who am I as a human that people would rather drink my bath water than take me to the movies and buy me some popcorn and nachos? Like,
right.
That was my thing. Like, I was at a low point in my life. I was like, dear diary, this shit is fucked up. Me and Angie want men who would drink our bath water but won't pay the rent. XOXOD, see you tomorrow.
Like, they better pay the utility bill if they're drinking all that bath water.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, for real. Recently, I had a friend of mine who was talking to this guy, really, really handsome guy, like really cute, got it together. Listen, got the three things. Got a vehicle to support us getting around, right? Got, you know, a bed for them to lay in and has a job, right? Because it's not really asking for much for you to just be working, have a place of your own, and have a vehicle. And it doesn't have to be a miracle. Give me an unlimited Metro car. We could see the whole city in a day, right? Because I'm not about that life. And dude asked her, he had an eating fetish called feedism, wherein he wanted to feed you and he also wanted to be fed. And I don't mean like we're gonna go get some crab legs or we're gonna go to the Chinese spot. Like, you go to the Chinese spot, like, not for nothing, I'm a big girl. We could have 3 plates and between 2 or 3 of us we can eat them. You know what I mean? Like, or even 4. Like, if you're gonna eat, this man would eat 20 cheeseburgers. He would eat 2 whole pizzas. He would eat, you know, 2 or 3 like, you know, Chips Ahoy chips and 2 gallons of in one sitting on his own. And his goal was for you to fatten him up while he fattened you up. And then I got the question
Oh, my
marks like,
goodness.
what do I do? He has everything. Everything is checked off. I'm like, well, if you're not into it, let him find someone who is, because I guarantee there's someone else who's into that.
Yeah.
And I had never heard of that. And in all my years of dating,
that's where that if you watch My 600-Pound Life, a lot of times there was this lady on there. That's how she got to be what she was. Her and her boyfriend.
Oh, shit.
and I'm not here to knock a fetish, because we all have it. Like, listen, we all have skeletons. Like I tell my girls, we've either cheated or been cheating. I'm like, I'm not here to knock anything. Like, I'm clear. I'm just amazed at the level of openness that men are like, hey, this, and maybe it is something like, look, I don't want to wear the mask and I don't want to fall in love with you and keep talking to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, people like what they like, and they want to find someone who's going to accept them for that. And, there's enough. The internet is a deep, dark hole, and there's plenty of people with a whole bunch of different fetishes that you will find. So people are just out here trying to find someone that's compatible to them and, and compatible to do what they're looking to do.
So what are the rules of engagement, Angie? Like, what were your rules of engagement? Let's talk about that.
Oh gosh, my rules of engagement, they've changed. They evolved over time. Now it's to be honest, be upfront, give me your facts. Like, give me your facts, give me your 5 facts, and then don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Just tell me what it is and let me decide whether I want to accept it or not.
Okay. Lex, what are your rules of engagement?
I mean, don't be like flaky. You know what I mean? Like, don't be all wishy-washy. You know what I notice also with like not even just online dating in general. A lot of like, people today, men and women, like, and I guess I'm guilty of it too sometimes. But they'll sort of like, keep you on the bench, like text you this and that, not follow through on plans, but then still like hit you up. It's like, I don't know. Do you want to like chill or what? Like, where is this going? Where do you see it? I don't know. Don't be a flake. Like that's that. And, I have to follow that as well. I'm guilty of it like other people sometimes, but,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Me, my rule of engagement is like, be aggressive. If you know what you want, go. I'm not gonna be too single. I'm not gonna, like, my thing is like, there's a very small window that people are single and they're on the market. Like, there's a really small window. And I forgot what I learned this with. I don't know if it was me watching TV or whatever, or The Little Mermaid, right? Because she made that prince real quick, right? But my thing is, like, there's a small window that people are single, right? And in that small window, if you're dating them and you want them and you want to pursue them, my thing is, go for it and give it a million%. Like, my thing is, I've seen people like, oh, you're so beautiful, you're wonderful, you're such a great catch, blah, blah, blah. But then I don't hear from you for 3 days, and you don't text me, and you don't follow up. So it's like, am I really beautiful, or am I just something you want to pop off to? Like, what is it? And if it is that, then say that too, because there are a lot of women who would rather just bed you and not have to deal with, fixing you and your mama issues, fixing herself and her daddy issues, because that's a big thing too. Because, like, people have their issues. We have mommy issues, we have daddy issues. Me, I had both, right? But there's some women who would rather bed you and not have to get into the interpersonal piece of, wanting to get to know you and go deeper to get their feelings hurt. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an entrepreneur. The last thing that I think I want to do is go so deep to a place where I got to figure out who you are. I got to figure out who I am again. Is this something that I want to do? Whereas maybe, you know what? I could just, sit here and stimulate myself sexually because that's what I want. Because some women are about that life. Like, I've met women who are like, I'm an entrepreneur. I know an entrepreneur who will not date you because she makes, I think she's probably at more than $500,000. So she has to look at your portfolio, make sure that she can run your credit, right? And in addition to that, if you are going to date her and you are going to engage, you have to give her a condo. You have to give her a condo, meaning that if you're her man, she at least gets a condo, right? To save face for her place to stay in, right? She has her own.
Yeah.
But if we're going to meet somewhere, it's not going to be at your house. You got to buy this exclusive property that we can come together to. And I respect her. First of all, I didn't... When I... it could be. It very well could be. But at the same time, like, those were her rules for engagement. And I think for me, my rule of engagement is like, tell me what you want up front. Like, just tell me what you want up front. Do you want to date? Do you want to smash? Like, what is it that you want? Because then I, like Andrew said, I can gauge whether I want to engage with you. Because a lot of times I feel like men don't say what they want because it's like, oh, I'm going to be too aggressive. Nah, but brother, if you up front, you might really get what you want. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, I mean, and then again, I mean, it's kind of wishy-washy if you meet somebody the first day, like, listen, so I just want to smack you with my dick in your face. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to smack, but at least you were honest, so maybe you might
but as
that,
an individual,
right?
you can make that decision whether that's what you want. If that's all you were looking for, too, then we can skip all the niceties and get down to the business.
Yeah, that
like,
too.
That's the thing. A lot of guys, you know, when I was dating, that was my main issue. Don't give me the fluff. Like, tell me the real. Because then you don't know what my answer is going to be. Yeah. I remember I talked to this one guy. He straight told me I got a girl. He was like, and all I want to do is smash. And I'm like, well, I respect the fact that you told me the truth, but I'm not one for it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pass this opportunity. Thanks.
But yeah, I guess you never know. Some people are.
I can respect that.
But still, at the same time, see, I guess that's my piece also with commitment around that issue too, because I have. You know, I know that I can come up that I have commitment issues. My parents were together for 23 years, and then my dad said I'm out. So imagine somebody like me. Oh, you want to be? Well, listen, I don't know. You know, this 23 days, right? You know what I mean? Because at the same time, it's like, how well do you know someone, although you're going through something? You know what I mean? Like, that's the piece. And it's wild out. It's wild. It's wild out there. Both for men, because men get like, y'all get stood up. Y'all get, and then there are women that actually go out with you for your money, and they're like, oh, take me here, take me there. And it's like nothing comes out of it. Like me, my ground rule and my, like, one of my biggest rules of engagement is our first meeting, let's go have coffee. Like, I don't want anything from you. I don't want dinner for you. Let's just have I'll pay for the coffee. I just want to get to know you and ensure that I'm safe with you, that you're not going to lock me in a car and take me to Atlanta for my heart and my butt. You know what I mean? Like, I want to just make sure that I'm safe. But even still, do we still know people when we know people? You know what I mean? Like, that's the piece. You have couples who are married. It's so funny. There was a meme that went around. I know you're married because there was a meme and it said, I know you're married because if you are, I'm still effing your man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there are men out there who are married who are in women's deals. I've seen it a million times. So it's like, even in the vortex of that, do we really know who we're dating?
Yeah, and I think even Angie, you said you're a fan of like the true crime podcasts and stuff like that. So much of that is people they know. You never know like what, you know, who somebody really is. Like that podcast like Dirty John or a bunch of stories like that. Like
Ted Bundy.
Serial killers.
Ted Bundy is a perfect example of that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy, guys. So yeah, so let's be cautious when we're dating. When we come back, we're gonna take a quick intro, and we are going to really rock out to some of Lex Rush music. We have some really interesting stuff on the way. We're gonna interview Lex Rush, talk about her what's next, what she's doing out here in these streets, and then we're gonna get into our female freestyle session. So definitely stay tuned. It's Crown Confidential. Remember, don't take it personally. It's just jokes. We will see you on the other end. Crown Confidential.
Like Hendrix, click with the Hendrix. Listening to Kendrick, I just wanna get bent. Ain't talking drinking, ain't talking lifting. Tick for positions, hotter than bedroom walls to talk. Sick in rhythm, secreting, leaking. Wanna come and get it, dream will love you better. Hit the sativa, swish it sweeter, Swiss Geneva. Keep it high secret, keep it between us. Keep it on the hush. Season Kim with the crush. Tomorrow night we remux. Know you heard me on the Spotify. We just trying to get it to the vibe. Maybe we got us a fun tonight. I'll buzz you in when you're outside.
Text me when you're downstairs. I'll buzz you in. From sleeping, I'ma buzz you in. Yeah, you when you get in. I'll buzz you in. From sleeping, I'ma buzz you in.
Glad you made it. Want some wine? Glass of water? You take ice? Sure you're fine. My room's this way. Let's be quiet now with my roommate. We inside. Press the playlist. Miguel Scissor, plenty of Drake shit. Throwback track with Betty Davis. Close the drapery, pull back the duvet. Feel like Fox said, touch me, tease me. Start off slow, take it easy. Climb to climax, acclimate.
looking for the right guy, giving you the love. I could be the man that you ride in the front. Girl, I don't wanna front. I can see now that you're living a lie. I don't wanna be just a guy on the side. I wanna be the one while you're kicking your heels as I'm gripping the field when we rollin' the ride. I just wanna be that guy. You know you wanna live that life. Come on, let's live that life. I'ma make you feel so right. I'ma make it feel so right. I just wanna let you know. I just wanna let you know. I don't wanna let you go. I don't wanna let you go. I don't wanna let you go. Yeah. Girl, I really wanna know if you're satisfied living at home, living alone. Cause I wanna know. Girl, I really wanna be. I wanna be everything in your life. I'ma show you everything that you like. Give it to me, let me show you tonight. I know what you're trying to do right now. Cause I could be what you could ever love. I know what you're trying to do right now. In the sunlight, moonlight, all night, baby. I know what you're trying to do right now. Cause I could be what you could ever love. I know what you're trying to do. Yeah, the sunlight, moonlight, all night, baby.
Girl, I really wanna know what you're doing, so baby, please pick up your cellular. I know that we've been through a lot, but I really just wanna get back to the way we were. You know you'll always be my baby, I'm on my worst of behavior, it just came equipped with a license. You know regret may drive me crazy, I'm calling your bluff, so I'm ringing your phone. Should be with me, so why you all alone? Could be a queen, but if you leave the throne, it's dropping a bomb on my head like a drone. I'm feeling alone, feeling the drive, and you should know that's not really my style. Mixed with Patron, I'm taking a shot when I'm in the zone. I'm never gonna stop. I'll be the one while you kicking your heels while I'm gripping the wheel and we rolling the V. Heart not cold, but I'm giving you chills, and trust that I will if you roll it with me. We hurricanes when we blow in the tree. Get sky high if you floating with me. There's fear in your eyes, but you may be surprised for me in your life, cause you know how I be. But
girl, I really wanna know.
I gotta know
if you're satisfied living at home, living alone.
Are you really?
Cause I wanna know.
Yeah.
Girl, I really wanna be.
I wanna be
everything in your life. I'ma show you everything that you like. Give it to me, let me show you tonight.
Be like.
I know what you're trying to do right now. Cause I could be what you could ever love. I know what you're trying to do right now. Sunlight, moonlight, all night, baby. I know what you're trying to do right now. Cause I can be what you could ever love. I know what you're trying to do right now. Sunlight, moonlight, all night, baby. Every time that I let you in, you're always on the run just to get that fix. I don't really understand it, but I know how you feel when you out this bitch. Got your hair down, walking down now with a big smile. Yeah, it goes down, yeah, it goes down, yeah, it goes down. But I don't wanna be the one to let you go. You bring the body right back. Ain't nobody taking care of you like that. Saying I'm the best you've had, in fact. Baby, just come on. I just really know how to treat you just like a lady. Come on, let me be the one to go and set your spirit free. Girl, I really wanna know if you're satisfied living at home, living alone. Cause I wanna know. Girl, I really wanna be. I wanna be everything in your life. I'ma show you everything that you like. Give it to me, let me show you tonight. I know what you're trying to do right now. Cause I could be what you could ever love. I know what you're trying to do right now. Sunlight, moonlight, all night, baby. I know what you're trying to do right now. Cause I could be what you could ever love. I know what you're trying to do right now. Sunlight, moonlight, all night, baby. I know what you're trying to do right now. Cause I could
ass, nice waist, look sweet. Can I have a taste? I know that you'll great. Take you out on a date, out to eat you out. Panties is my plate.
Yeah, she would shoot like a fire hydrant. She was a hypersexual. Yeah, I ain't lying. I ain't judging shit. I ain't Simon, but I move like Phelps in this water I'm in. I got my swimming cap already, took my after dinner nap. About to make a movie scene. Tripod, whipped cream, iPod, playing Rick Ross 16. Candles burning, weed smoking, channel surfing till her hands start working. About to give the window a show, like denim curtains. I told her stand, start twerking, act like I'm just a random man you flirt with. I like how you bend it over and your stance is perfect. Now back it up for me slowly, please don't hurt it. Sensitive, I see it's dripping. Let me enter it. Let me bird box through your leg. Blindfold you, I told you it's gonna be better than great.
She got that long hair, pretty face, fat ass, nice waist, look sweet. Can I have a taste? I know that you'll be great. Take you out on a date, out to eat, eat you out. Panties is my place. She got that short hair, pretty face, fat ass, nice waist, look sweet. Can I have a taste? I know that you'll be great. Take you out on a date, out to eat you out. Panties is my plate.
Hair cut like Halle Berry, gorgeous. Always topless on my swordfish. Call me a player, mouth wide open, saving my Isaiahs. I beat it like MJ, she screaming like it's labor. On her knees like a prayer, giving you the best I got. I need a baker, what she wants, slam dunks. Fans of the Lakers, handcuffs, bend over when you stand up. She shaking Henny night, your neighbors can't stand us. Orgasms look like tantrums, headboard sound like a damn drum. But my saints ain't marching in your face where I'm targeting. You sticking out your tongue, I love your marketing. I fall asleep in that, park it in. After shakes got you looking like it's pockets.
She got that long hair, pretty face, fat ass, nice waist, look sweet. Can I have a taste? I know that you'll be great. Take you out on a date, out to eat you out. Panties is my place. She got that short hair, pretty face, fat ass, nice waist, look sweet. Can I have a taste? I know that you'll be great. Take you out on a date, out to eat you out. Panties is my plate. Yeah.
Let me know when I can start. Welcome back to Crown Confidential, folks. You got me. Yes, finally, I got some real horns after 4 weeks. Yes.
Horns is tight, go.
Andrew's horns. That's that Haitian-ish. Like you said, Tuesday. That Haitian-ish. We love you, Ange. Yeah, so really excited to be here. You got D here in the building. We got Lex Rush. And so Lex Rush, you know, our people want to know about you. We play some of your music. So who are you?
Yeah, so my name is Lex Rush. I am
y'all not gonna play my horns like that, though.
Oh, shit.
I meant you just debunked the whole interview. Like, homegirl's about to tell you who she is, and you come on here with your Haitian self, disrespecting from Tampa.
No, but Angie's horns are fire, though. Like, that should be a soundbite. Record that.
Yes, we will.
Oh my God!
And play it in every intro.
Yeah, we will. That should be our intro. Bam, 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 bam. Crown Confidential starting in 3, 2, 1.
Because nobody has those horns.
Yeah,
you know?
work.
No program will have them.
Your horns,
I'm
Angie.
gonna trademark my horn. That's it.
I'm not talking to you no more. So, Lex Rush. So, let the people know, who are you?
Yeah, MC, hip hop artist, member of the Trainwalkers band, freestyle rapper, recording artist, etc.
I see you out here, sis. So when did you start?
I mean, I started fucking around rapping when I was like 13, started going to open mics like end of the week at the Pyramid Club. Shout out to them. They're no longer at the Pyramid Club, but end of the week is still one of the longest running showcases and competitions. Yeah, exactly. That's what's up. It started going to them in high school. Then just got more into the underground scene in New York. So Freestyle Mondays, Supreme Bar, Supreme Fam, Legendary Cyphers. There's so many. It's such a good community in New York of, you know, people that make music together and compete and also collaborate. So, yeah.
I want to compete and collaborate. I can't spell collaborate though. So tell us, like, why did you start? Because, a lot of times we start our dreams when we're like 10, 11, 12. That's when it starts, Like, ooh, I like Big Booty Judy. I want to touch Big Booty Judy butt and I want to rap. Perfect rap video. Let's do it, right? So why did you start?
I mean, that was me when I was like 13 because I always loved like hip hop since then, like growing up. So I started making little raps up about my friends, and people seemed to like them. And then I thought, like, all right, like, if I'm making up these little raps about, like, my friends, maybe I could, like, actually write, like, verses. And I remember this. I was a big fan of this underground rapper from Uptown named And, like, somehow I got his email address, and I was able to, like, send him stuff. And over email, he was able to, like, teach me what, like, 16 bars were. Because, like, when I was a kid, I didn't know how to count bars. Like, he had to show me that. And then I used to, like, listen to songs and, like, print out lyrics and, like, try to learn, like, song structure, different flow, like, all from that. So, yeah.
Yo, story time. You ready for this, Ange?
Yep.
So I have somewhere in my house, I think it was LL Cool J. I think it was LL Cool J, Busta Rhymes. It was I forgot what song it was. It was LL Cool J. It was Busta Rhymes. It was like the remix. Maybe it was Annie. I don't remember what it was, but it was from the 90s. And I remember specifically. I would record it, right? You hit the two buttons, you hit play and record. I recorded, right? You remember? You know what's funny? I must have maybe 50 or 60 tapes with some old school stuff when I was on like different radio stations calling in. And I remember that I wanted to learn what bar structure was and I wanted to learn what rap was. But back in the day, we didn't have computers, we didn't have iPhones, we didn't have any of that. Yes, kids, iPhones did not exist back in the day. And what I loved to do was I loved to write out every lyric. So I have pages and pages and pages in my house of different songs where I was already writing the lyrics for the songs so that I can study what that bar mentality, what that was. And that's when I understood what punchlines were.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be. It probably was Flavor Year, but remember, it was back. It was so bad. It was so far back in the day that one, we didn't have access to technology. Two, we were still getting tapes at the Wiz. Remember the Wiz? Like you would go and take your $2 and
nobody beats the Wiz.
Yeah,
oh,
and you would get your 99 cent. Like I have like I said, I'm gonna bring some stuff in. Like I have tapes. And so for me, the way that I learned about lyrics and the way that I learned about rap was writing about it. And so. What have you noticed the trend around the rap scene? What have you noticed from like when you started flowing to today? What are some of the trends and things that you've noticed?
I mean, depending on who you're following, like the scene of MCs that I like run with are super, lyrical, like punchline heavy, so creative. And there's some of the dopest rappers I ever like heard of or seen. They could do it all, freestyle, make songs, everything. And then on the more mainstream level, I guess it's gotten like a little more, melodic. But honestly, there's rap for whatever you like. That's why I get not annoyed, but like when people say like, oh, like hip hop's not how it used to be, blah, blah, blah. Like it is though. You just got to like seek these artists out. And like certain lyrical rap has never been like super mainstream, and that's fine. Like, and sometimes you want to listen to like catchy melodic shit. That's fine too. Like I think there's something for everybody, and that's what I think is cool right now.
It's so funny you say that because we were talking about fetishes before we're dating.
Yeah.
There are some people that have rap fetishes. Like, I only listen to underground. I only listen to mainstream. I only listen to pop. I'll only listen to female artists. I only listen to male. I only listen to people that talk about feet. Like, there's that piece. So, what is, I wouldn't even say change because I don't want to put that out there, but what's evolved in the rap world as far as females are concerned from when you started to date?
Ooh, that's a good question. What has evolved? I don't know if I would say in particular if anything has quote unquote evolved, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just want to make sure that we're properly paying homage to all the amazing women MCs that have existed since the beginning and all the variety of, women in rap. Like it's not just one thing. Like now we could have Cardi, we could have Meg, we could have Rhapsody, we could have No Name, all these, terrific women. But back in the day, you had Misty, you had Lauryn Hill, you had Trina, you had Eve, Lil Kim, Foxy. I feel like there's always been a great balance that people need to acknowledge. Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, like, you know what I mean? So, I don't know if anything in particular specific to women rap has evolved, but it's because it's always been like a dope, diverse variety.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it's so funny that you say Latifah because one of the first songs I learned how to spit eloquently was UNITY. When she
Ooh,
was like,
classic.
You ain't calling a bit like when she said that, I was like, you ain't a bitch or a hoe. And like that was one of the first songs that I learned that if she can say it, I can say it, right? And so going back to that, what is your inspiration? Who inspired you?
I mean, when I was a kid, like, it was all about Jay-Z for me, like, and I still love Jay, like, you know,
Who doesn't?
Yeah, and then just, like, you know, classic, and when I was a kid, I, like, went back to listen to, like, you know, things that were, like, certified classics, even though they were a little before my time, so, like, Wu-Tang, Black Star, like, old Outkast stuff, what's it called? Yeah, like, all those guys, and then, I mean, today, like, Kendrick, J. Cole, obviously, they're, like, the big guns, they're still super inspiring, but then the people that I, you know, come up with in Freestyle Mondays, Supreme Bars, Legendary Cyphers, The Lesson, I'm pretty fortunate to have a great community of MCs, and we all sort of inspire and push one another, and end of the week, of course, so yeah.
Really dope stuff, really dope stuff. It's so funny. I think Jay-Z's inspired a lot of people.
For sure.
Because of his, I love his storytelling. I think that one of the biggest pieces in being a rapper is being able to tell a story.
Nas too, yeah, can't forget Nas.
Oh yeah, of course, it ain't hard to
Oh
tell,
yeah,
right?
for real. And for me, Slick Rick.
I mean, I'm from
Slick Rick
Queens,
was always
so,
the one because I grew up with my brother, and he was like, you know, not to his old school. It wasn't his old school, but he listened to like Grand Poop and things like that. But for me, Slick Rick can tell a story in such an intricate way, and you know, it's easy to follow because I really wasn't into rap until my older years. When I was younger, I was listening to, you know, R&B and pop and stuff like that. And it was through my brothers that I learned about hip hop. And back then it was leaders of the new school, you know, Tribe Called Quest and things like that.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, rap has evolved, and I love where it is. I'm excited about where it gets to be because I feel like there's so much more depth. Like, we created, because it's the thing about rap itself, it's not old.
No.
Because you're not calling me old. Because I'm almost as old as rap. But it's not old. So imagine it's 40 years old and 50, but it's not in old. So I can just imagine where the lyrics are gonna go, the content, and also the delivery, right? Because I remember like when you would sit in front of your TV and watch like Video Music Box or whatever, or you would watch the box and you'd be like, okay, that song, that video is 132, so let me call this number and put 132 so I could watch it over and over again, because that's all we had, right, back in the day. Then we had Video Music Box, right, but that was quick, right? It was jacked up mics and but he was still out there doing what he did. And I think like there's now an evolution, and now for me, I feel like, especially around mainstream, it's more, I got to deliver new content every 6 to 8 weeks. And it cannot be one thing I'm delivering. I have to have at least 5 or 6 deliverables. So if the first one's not a banger, I know one of the 6 is. It's like probability, because they do the numbers. And the other thing, too, is I think that a lot of rappers, and if they're doing their homework, they have this algorithm where, okay, at least 1 out of 6 are going to hit, right? And then I'm going to go mainstream, and that's how I'm going to make my money. Because what I noticed about Drake, he is always on the radio, right? And he's not on one radio station. He's on all the radio stations. But what I noticed about him is the same song is not playing on every radio station. And what I also noticed is that one song is newer than the other. And I feel like that's one of the 6. I'm going to throw you one of the 6 or whatever you got you want. But what keeps him relevant is because he's new. Because after 6 to 8 weeks, so our time span is about 1 to 2 seconds on Instagram. So if it doesn't appease us there, I can only imagine on a music level, right, what that looks like. So like you as an artist, right, I'm seeing like all these, like I said, these big names that come up with this content. How do you, as an underground artist, as a female rapper, how do you stay relevant?
Ooh, I mean, you know what, I try not to worry about, no, that's not true. I don't know. I mean, I do listen to like all the current music. I like working with new producers, this and that. But in terms of the content, I really just try to stay true to myself and, write what I'm like feeling and what I'm experiencing, and also make it a little evergreen and relatable. But otherwise, like, people could tell when you're forcing it, when you're being, trying to be a certain way or be a certain image. Like, I think authenticity is still like a timeless thing, and there's not one rule book for authenticity. I think it's just being authentic to yourself. Like, though, then again, I'm totally contradicting myself. Some people are awesome at like curating an image and a brand and an aesthetic. But you know, they still have a level of authenticity to them. Like, do you guys know Tierra Whack? Like, her imagery and her videos is like fucking awesome, this and that. But you still get this like very like authentic, cool Philly girl personality in her music, even though she does these like over the top, quirky, cool imagery. So I think she's somebody that has a really, really awesome balance in that sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course it does. And so, what would you tell other, how long have you been doing this?
Like over 10 years.
Awesome. So,
Yeah.
there are I know that a lot of my young girls, who should be sleeping because tomorrow's a school night, and the New York City Board of Education did not say that schools are closed.
Yeah,
so
you gotta
better be to school and you better be there on time because Miss D will be there. Who are listening to me right now? I have a lot of girls where I'm like, who wants to be a dancer? Me. Who wants to be a singer? Me. Who wants to be a rapper? Me. And they're so afraid to go after it, but they have so much to offer. Like, these young girls are in the middle of the hood. They're watching drug transactions. They're watching people being murdered. They're watching people's lives change, right? And they're like 14, 15, and they got heat. You know what I mean? So what would you tell someone who, like a really young girl or someone who's aspiring, like what would you tell them to inspire them to really get on the boat? Because my thing is, a lot of adults, we like to shame our kids for their dreams because of their age when they can be making money now. There's that 14-year-old girl in Kansas. She makes $14,500 every month making hot sauce. And she's homeschooled. 14.5 making hot sauce. You see her and she's waving and everything, right? And we like to shame our kids for their dreams young when they can start caking now, right? So what would you tell young artists who are really hungry but don't feel like they have a voice or are too afraid to come out to the spotlight?
I mean, it's always easier said than done, but I gotta say, like, the internet has opened up a world of possibilities for so many young artists that may not have had access. Like, you could just upload a song on SoundCloud from your like bedroom computer or or even like school computer equipment. Try to find access however you can. It could be tough, but seek out other like-minded people. Collaboration is key. If your school offers like open mic or after school programs, do that. Just don't think it's not out there for you, because it is. Like, it may be difficult, but like you'll be able to like find the access that you need.
What keeps you motivated?
Oh man, like the people that I'm around, the other musicians that MCs that I hear all the time. Yeah, I gotta say my favorite MCs are my friends. That's a Freestyle Mondays slogan, but it rings true.
And it's so funny because you say you've been doing this for 10 years. I feel like you've been seasoned and you have all this energy because you're working, right? You're doing stuff, right? Like, how do you keep your energy up? Because that's one of the things that I think people don't understand is that there's a piece where you want the longevity in your energy to be so that you can get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, do what you're doing, and then put as much love and energy as you are at, 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like, it's like you sort of got to have two different, like, mindsets to get that second win in between, like, doing what you got to do to pay the bills and then, like, doing what you, like, really, really love. And, I mean, I get tired like everybody. Like, sometimes I don't, I don't feel like going to this cypher or this competition or this show. Like, I just want to, like, veg out. And you got to make the choice that makes you happy. But in the end, like, if I wasn't, an MC and, like, doing hip hop, like I would feel like I lost an arm or something. It's like so much a part of me, you know what I mean? And once you find something you're passionate about, you'll get the energy for it.
Absolutely. So if you heard that, folks, your passion really drives. Your passion really drives it. How can we find you on social media?
LexRush 13 across the board, and then I'm on all streaming platforms as well. So pick your poison: Spotify, Tidal, SoundCloud, Apple Music, LexRush. Yeah.
All right, awesome. So we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, you're going to hit us with a freestyle session.
Oh,
right?
hell yeah. Oh, and real quick, make sure to follow the Trainwalkers as well. That's a band I'm a part of. Super dope. We do shows all around the city. So the Trainwalkers on social media.
All right, awesome. So we're going to have LexRush back. We're going to have our freestyle session. Then we have some announcements. So my engineer over there, kick it back. Angie, we'll see you in a second. Come back for our freestyle session, what we're known for on Crown Confidential. We'll see you in a few.
know we had to do a remix, right?
Niggas is mad, I get more butt than ashtrays. Fuck a fair one, I get mine the fast way. Ski mask way, nigga ransom notes. Far from handsome, but damn a nigga tote. What you more guns than roses, foes is shaking in their boots. A visible bully, like the gooch disappear. Vamoose, you whack to me. Take them rhymes back to the factory. I see the gimmicks, the whack lyrics. The shit is depressing, pathetic. Please forget it. You're mad cause my style you're admiring. Don't be mad, UPS is hiring. You shouldn't have been a cop, fuck hip hop. With that freestyle, you're bound to get shot. Not from Houston, but I rap a lot. Pack the gat a lot. The flame's about to drop.
Here comes a brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear. I'm just kicking new flavor in your ear. Like a brand new flavor in your ear. Here comes a brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear. Word up, no rap, no crap, you bore me. One to grab my dick, too lazy, hold it for me. I'm straight rap great, bust the head straight and dreads, I'm everlasting. What? Like it's so on pro catch, a tech 9, when I rhyme, plus I climb, word is mine. Your album couldn't fuck with one line. It's been 3 years since your last tear, but now I reappear, your heart pumps fear. To your gut, did your girl's butt. I scraped it, shaped it, now she won't strut. I smash teeth, fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith. You won't be around next year. My rap's too severe, can get mad flame in your ear. Here comes a brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear. I'm kicking new flavor in your ear. Like a brand new flavor in your ear. Here comes a brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear.
2194, mad motherfucking hardcore. It's my time to burn, to explore. The flavor in your ear is the Boy Scout. I make outs, I make all the rappers have doubts. You're fucking with the wrong clan and the wrong man, that's it. Now you got to get your dome split. I'm going into my knapsack with my gat. Take off my hat, yes, I'm just cool like that. The dangerous, the ruggedness from the Flatbush abyss. BLS 97 Kiss bastard is. I'm gonna live long in this rap game. Niggas know my name, yo, Puffy. Puffy.
You're jiggling, baby.
Go ahead, down.
You're jiggling, baby.
Go ahead, down.
His shit. Blotitious. Skeevy. Delicious. Give me couscous, love me good. Damn. Hollis to Hollywood, but is he good? I guess like the jeans. Flavor like praline. Sick daddy, I mean. Papa love it when he does it. Niggas buzz it. But tell me, was it really just the flavor that be clogging your ears? The most healthy behavior is to stay in the clear. It's all for you, it's really all for you.
Now what?
Punch back, close your eyes, try to munch that. Oil up your ankles, let your Timbs tap. Bite the flavor, it reacts to your gold caps. Word to mama, a tongue kiss up a piranha. Electrocuted barracuda, I'm here to bring the drama.
Yo, flavors in your ass grease. Watch the vibes about to bring the noise on cease. Let me loose from the belly of the beast. Everybody, hey, you better believe it's Busta Rhymes the Great. We bout to rip the tri-state, yo. Hey, I split your face and give you stitches. Throw niggas in ditches, slap the ass on fat bitches. Wait 1 second, as I get down, I'm rolling with the heavyweight connect through the stomping ground now. Don't you get suspicious? Grant your wishes every time. Bring it vicious when I bust the back. I know one thing the whole world is expecting is how we all connected. To break fool on the same record. 5 new flavors on the beat. Feel the fucking heat. I really think you should be cheap while we blow up the streets. Instead of copping, please just freeze. Maintain the focus while we smoke these marijuana trees. When I get down, I disappear, reappear and blow up everywhere. Fucking flavors in your ear.
Here comes a brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear. I'm kicking new flavor in your ear. Like a brand new flavor in your ear. Here comes a brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear.
Welcome back to Crown Confidential, y'all. It's D in the building. We got Lex Rush. It's so funny. We have some guests in the building, and they were telling me how amazing and how wonderful Lex is and how dope she is. And I'm super excited for this female freestyle session. I live for this. I love this. I think that the great part about being able to freestyle and about being able to hold your own is just being able to take us on a journey And so when my engineer is ready, he's going to hit you. So the way that our female freestyle session works, it's 60 seconds. I'm going to call time. And once I call time, we're going to go on to the next beat. You can talk about what you want. And really, this is a part where you can do you and showcase your work. I know you've been, doing this for a while. I'm not putting you on Front Street.
No, all good. I'm excited.
And, I'm really excited too. So, let's make this happen. So, DJ, let's hit him with the first beat on Crown Confidential. And we gotta buy you horns. We gotta buy you horns, sis.
No, my horn is good. We don't need no horns.
That's what she said. Yeah, so we're going to hit you with a dope freestyle by Lex Rush. I'm super excited to be here. So once Lex hears the beat, she got 60 seconds to really lay it on you guys. Super excited. You're here with Crown Confidential, and we're live. We're in the building tonight here.
Dizzy on the beat.
Let's see what Lex Rush got.
Yeah, Crown Confidential, Lex Rush. All freestyle, no phone notes. Yeah.
Dizzy on the beat.
No phone note.
No phone
Hashtag no phone note.
Here we go. Yeah. Listen, I'm incognito. Kinda tied like Big L and Stretch on Barbito. Fuck Richie Incognito and fuck racism. I'm a true breeder like Danny DeVito. It is always sunny when I'm on the beach in Lido. You know how we go, what's the scenario? Play it back the replay. We just sitting here now sipping on E&J, sipping on kombucha. Run right through ya, party it up like Goose Palooza. Understand I'm laid back in the armoire while you're drinking and Stella Artois, Got the cans and I'm making mad bands, and I got the mad drums and I got the mad bands, Throw your hands, yeah, I know that word is born. We make it on our own craft just like Angie's horns. Don't need the computer, Understand coming right through ya with the German Luger, making mad maneuvers, that's how we do, bruh, Everywhere we appear, rocking before the flavor in your ear.
You talking about E&J? We got some E&J in the building and some Stella Artois. Although they are not our sponsors. They're not our sponsors.
Oh, my bad. No free ads.
No, you got it. We will have an E&J and Stella Artois. I love that.
Dizzy on the beat.
Go ahead. She said I'm a Guido. I love it, sis.
I'm a Guido and Jewish. It's quite a combo.
Oh, you got that good credit,
I got that
sis.
pizza bagel, yeah.
You got that good credit.
My credit is A1, so
It is? Yo, so if y'all out there and you single, that good credit will get you.
Ask about me, screen me, freecreditscore.com.
She got that you in the front of Dumbo credit,
Not quite, but
lies. She's saving up for it.
ooh, okay. Yeah.
Female freestyle session here.
Yeah.
Crown Confidential, guys. Crown Confidential, we're live. We got Lex Rush in the building who's about to get y'all.
Yeah, listen, it's that bounce shit. Since I was in high school and freshman year at Townsend, the blushing, bum rushing, and the flow is so percussion, and we coming through, homie, the roots. You can't say nothing, I ain't stressing. The war report, stuffing verse dressing. What's it gonna be? Midwest, we got the remedy and recipe. I'm on that pack, just like Remy Mobby. Understand the party, starting always sipping Bacardi. Yeah, homie, I'ma do it my way with shopping Cyber Monday. I didn't hit Black Friday. Queen Santa when I enter. I've been ill since I came out, covered with placenta. I'm rocking magenta prints, purple colors, gotta love it, and we rock it in public, pulling like the ruckus pit to my loot. How we do? Listen, dog is so essential. Wrapping up the tempo, going ham on instrumentals. I'm a queen, shit on Crown Confidential. Yeah, with that royalty. Let me catch the beat now, it annoyed me. Yo, turn it up, think I'm a little off, understand, got the buzz like we was spit off.
Go ahead. She hit y'all with the cyber. She said she was not shopping Black Friday. I did not see your car there, miss.
Nah, not at all.
Awesome. That's what I love about Crown Confidential, because we're here, we're live, and what people don't understand about freestyling is an art form, y'all. Freestyling is an art form. It's not something that you could come off of, right? And what I love about freestyle is really coming off the top of the dome, coming off the top of your head. Like, it's not something that you can do. So my engineer, when y'all ready to hit us with another beat. ready for y'all. Put that up.
Yeah.
Go ahead, kill us now.
Listen. You better spend that shit because I ain't no cheap date. I got acquitted from the charge, it was a briefcase. I only hang with lawyers, rocking the briefcase. Yo, understand I be winning all the sweepstakes and the lottery in Philly getting the cheesesteaks. Covered in provolone, rocking from here to Rome. And once it gets its own, and I'm chilling with the gold microphones. Yeah, because we got the crown jewels, how we do coming through. Maneuvering with the crew like Gold Link, but R.I.P. Mac Miller. So what y'all think? I'm a sonic killer. I've been boxing since Muhammad Ali, Thriller in Manila. In the ring, do my thing. You can't hang, sorta like the backboard. Yo, I'm rocking from here to Krakow and Poland, yeah. And where we going, understand the streets is watching. That's how they be knowing. The FBI tapping phones and smart TVs too. And that's how we do. We can see through it. The flow is fluid and we making this music in Crown Confidential. Understand coming, it's a movement. Yeah, listen to it.
I see you out here, sis. I see you out here. So let them know how they can follow you on social media.
Yeah, LexRush13 on social media, LexRush on all streaming platforms. This was fun. Thank you again.
So that's LEX?
Yeah, LEXRUSH13.
Yeah, go ahead, guys. I am so, like, today was really awesome. Crown Confidence really awesome. We talked about dating. We talked about Canada. We talked about it all. I just want to invite you guys. So one of the big initiatives that we have, and this is something that's really near and dear to my heart, we don't call it we feed the homeless, we feed the disfor. We say we are feeding the community. So we have a big community feed on 12/16/2019. Our big community feed is going to be held from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Living Gallery in Bushwick. And so one of the things that we did, shout out to Phoenix and shout out to Frida. Like I went to their Purses for Purpose event and they were able to collect over 250 purses for the less fortunate and for my ladies in my shelter. And when I went to the event and saw the tables of purses, I couldn't, there were like no words for the fact that there were people who are in a commitment to support other people, because what we don't understand as a community, and sometimes I don't even understand, is that when we come together and when we mobilize, there's just so much bigger. And so that purse will support someone who is suicidal. That purse will support someone who is out of depression. That purse will support someone who has anxiety. And so for me, it's really important that we all understand that when we mobilize and as a collective, when we do things for a bigger purpose. And one of the people that we partner with is Nessa at the Living Gallery. And so on Monday, December 16th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., we are going to have our annual community feed, and this is going to coincide with Thanksgiving that we had, and it's going to coincide with Christmas. And what that looks like, we are going to have all of these purses that we're going to be able to give away, and in addition, we're going to be feeding the community as a collective. And so our goal normally that we feed 125 people that day. In addition, we have already fed 10,000 with our initiative, and this is something that I had that sparked in me when my grandmother passed away. As many of you know, I started HTB. Grandma passed away back in 2015 and 2014, and at her burial I had an epiphany that there was something better. So I knew in order to have her legacy live on, I had to reclaim my dream. So I took all the money out of my savings and founded Hey They're Beautiful. And for those of you that know us, Hey They're Beautiful is a nonprofit organization empowering women and young girls to live their dreams through education, motivation, self-awareness, and self-development. And since 2015, we have fed nearly 10,000 with our partnership with Feeding America, and in addition, giving away real plates of food, right? Grandma's mac and cheese, aunties home cooking, right? We had construction workers who were next to the Living Gallery, and we were able to feed 20 of them before they went home on their shift and sent them home with a to-go plate. I said, don't take a plate for you. How many people you have at home? Oh, I have me and my boys. Why don't you take 5 plates home and eat that all together? Right? Why don't you take a tray? And so that's been my big initiative. And I love it because there's singing, there's dancing, we have a DJ, there's dessert. You know, Miss D, I love me a dessert. Like, the minute the dessert comes in, I'm like, they got carrot cake? Is that a cupcake? Like, that's the first thing. I could care less about the food. But what we do, and it's so funny because Heck is in the building. Thanks for being here. He joined us on our 3rd annual feed, and people just come through. I remember I had someone, shout out to Paul Delgado. I just want to thank you. He walked in, he had 25 trays of food. 25. He said, hold on. And a tray kept walking. It was white rice and lasagna. And she was like, you okay, sis? And I'm like, I'm not. And I had to walk in the back and cry because when you make a call out to people and they like show up, they show up. And like my community, they show up. And these women in these shelters, what I want you guys to understand is that they don't have a place to cook. They have a room, they're sharing with a buddy, and all they have are their possessions, and that's it. If they cook, it has to be out of a can, it has to be at a certain time. But for them to sit with us and to dance with us and to break bread with us and now they're able to take these purses home. I think it's a great thing, not only for Hey There Beautiful and Hey There Handsome, but New York and Bushwick. Like, I refuse to do anything. And this is just me, outside of Bushwick, because that's where my grandmother built her brownstone. And my grandmother has been on Lafayette between Bushwick and Broadway. That brownstone has been in our family for over 60 years. My grandmother had a 5-flight walk up from Marcy. She had a regular apartment, 5-flight walk up, where this is how old grandma was. The milkman would come up and actually deliver the milk. That's how old school my family is. And so to be able to host this for the community is so humbling. I'm so grateful for it. So again, on Monday, December 16, 2019, from 11 to 2 o'clock, we are going to be at the Living Gallery at 1094 Broadway, and that's in Brooklyn. And the request is, make me a ham. Make me a turkey. Make me something hot so that I can feed the community. Like, we have the bags. If you want to bring toys, we've had people bringing toys to give to our kids. There are about 15 shelters in that intersection. But because we've gentrified the neighborhood, or we think it's changed, nothing has changed. There are still people who are in need. I remember one year setting up, and a woman saw me before, and she said, I need a cup of soap. I said, for what? She goes, I need to wash my clothes. And she gave me $3, and she went to Family Dollar, and she came back with the receipt. I said, I don't need the receipt. She goes, you need the receipt. I said, I don't need I'm fighting with this woman who is on drugs, who is going through her stuff, who is in I said, I don't need a receipt. She goes, you need a receipt. I said, why? She goes, so you can see I'm honest, and I'm trying to change my life. So the request is that you show up, and you show up with some hot food and some love in your soul so we can make some stuff happen. So again, Monday, 12/16, 11 to 2. You want some info? Hit us up, info at heytherebeautiful.org. Lex Rush, that was so dope. We had a great time. Heck, in the back with the snacks and the pack in the back of the act, right? We love you for it. And thank you for supporting us, because, you can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and that really means a lot to me. Prophet in the building, Jay on the side. I see you, Jay, over there looking at me through the speakers. Yep. I want to thank you guys. We'll be back 12/9 with the same flow, the same flavor. We're going to have a great freestyle session, more artists, more things to come. Join us 12/16. Pledge us a tray of something and come and donate. And if you're not able to donate the day of, we are accepting donations at our physical location from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're accepting trays of food. So if you want to drop it off on Sunday because you're not able to make it on Monday, let us know. We're accepting money donations. Info at heytherebeautiful.org. Lex Rush, how can we get you?
Lex Rush 13 on social media, Lex Rush on streaming platforms, and the Train Walkers, also the band that I'm a part of, on social media as well. Thank you again. This has been a blast. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we're going to definitely do it again. Angie, again, hit us up, info at heytherebeautiful.org. Hit us up, www.heytherebeautiful.org. Let's make some magic happen for the holidays. Like, let's really make it happen. And listen, we are looking for a DJ to come and rock it and hit us down. Thank you so much for the extra time. Yo, I had so much fun tonight talking about dating. I can't wait for the stuffing versus the turkey debacle. I can't wait to see what that looks like on social. So, guys, we'll see you next week. On behalf of myself, my best friend Angie with the horns in Tampa, Florida.
That's right.
Also, wait, Angie, before you burn, I just want to congratulate you and say, you know me, I'm not a petty bitch. But I want to say happy anniversary to you. I'm really excited that you were able, during my transition to support me with what I'm going through, and to also be able to find the love of your life, because you know me, I love me some Jesse. So shout out to the both of you guys. Congratulations on that year that you guys are going to be celebrating. I love you very much. Even though he hates it. But he should be happy because the Bucks got to win this week. Who did the Bucks play? They played
Let me tell you, he's dying because he can't go to the game on Sunday.
I hate you for it. So we had a whole conversation, and I told her, let him go to the Bucks game. It's a home phone game. And she's like, no, what'd you say? You gonna take the car and shit? Like,
Yep.
I'm mad at you. Like, you couldn't do that to me with a judge. Like, she's like, oh, you can't go, but you can't, like, sis, you're gonna have to figure out what the NFL means to us diehard fans. Nah. That's why you my friend. But I love you guys. Crown Confidential, we out. This was a great session. We will see you next week. Thank you so much, and we will see
Bye,
you
guys.
next week.
Thank
Have
you.
a really great night. We'll see you on the next one.